Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You know, I don't like assholes, I don't like thugs, but I like when thugs call themselves thugs. I don't like thugs calling themselves saints. And we'll see what they really are. You know, I don't like this kind of things like, I'm clean and, untouched like Jesus Christ. And actually I'm like the other one downstairs, in the hot tub. So in this case, I like when they come and say, you know what? Yeah, man, it was us who did it. All right, okay, and we don't give a rat's ass of whatever you say. Well, I like that better than say, no, we're clean, we didn't do anything, and everybody is like, really? It's right there, we can see it. No, wait, no. In this case, we have Ukraine and NATO. We knew from the very beginning, some of us, knew that NATO is the ones who, pulls the strings, and NATO meaning United States of America, okay? Do not make a confusion here between NATO as NATO, a defensive alliance that only when it's attacked retaliates, and that's gone. That bird or the train, left the station a long time ago. The same here. Why? Because remember what happened in Yugoslavia in 1999, the defensive alliance of NATO bombarded a country, sovereign country, free country, without that country attacking any NATO member. So from a defensive alliance became a thuggish organization under the leadership of one country that actually is that country, Zimbabwe, remember, Zimbabwe from across the Atlantic, that one. Zimbabwe, and the rest are the weasels, so it shows legitimacy. So I'm not the only, because we are more than one, we must be right. They play the democratic system in truth. So if we have here 10 people and let's say something occurred and you have 9 people saying that's the truth, just because 9 say so must be true. No, it's not. You still have to prove and provide evidence and so on. Conduct an investigation and, no, it's not it's not democracy when you play with the truth. But anyway, I like when NATO, in this case United States, comes and says, yeah man, we are the ones who discuss with Ukraine the plans and everything what's going on the Ukrainian side on this war, because it's actually us against Russians, but not us, because we use these weasels and they're gonna die for us. Yay! What could be better than that? Right? So you want to have, a potato from the fire taken out, you're not going to stick your hand. You're going to ask Jimmy, why don't you pull that hot potato from the fire for me? And Jimmy's going to go and, here it is, Emil. Oh, thank you very much. Go. So, and we work together. This is called NATO. So here we have Ukraine, which is not part of NATO yet. It's even worse than NATO, where they discuss the leader, or whatever you want to call him, the commander-in-chief of Ukraine forces, blah, 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 talks to his boss, with NATO boss. So it's just like, allow me to report the situations on the front is like this, blah, 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 we did this. What are your recommendations, sir? And the guy says, well, yeah, okay, this and this and that. That's how it works here. So they met and they discussed. This article comes from, they don't look at it so ridiculously, they are so ridiculous, but they don't see it that way. Why? Because other people, some big segment of our population does not see it. They say, oh yeah, they met over there, yes, they can't think step number 2 or move number 2. They just see number 1. Pop, that's it. Pop, that's it. No more than that. Well, and they vote. That's why I love mass democracy. This article comes from Ukrinform from today, the 3rd of November 2022. Ukraine. NATO commanders discuss situation on battlefield. Okay, that's good. Why? What does NATO have to do with Ukraine and with the war? Is NATO involved? No. So why do they have to discuss? Yeah, they are. They are the bosses. They are in charge. The commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine. Just a pion. Peek, peek, peek. Just moves like this. Pa, 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 pa. Okay? Valery Zaluchny has held a phone call with Supreme Allied Commander Europe, General Christopher G. Cavoli, to discuss the situation on the front lines. Why? Anyway, don't ask why. And I'm quoting, "I had a conversation with General Christopher Cavoli, Supreme Allied Commander Europe and Commander of the United States European Command." What did I tell you? Who's in charge? Of NATO. "We discussed the situation on the battlefield. It is intense, but controlled. The enemy tripled the intensity of hostilities on certain areas of the front." They tripled the intensity. Wow, that's surprising. I thought the Russians are all running away. "Up to 80 attacks daily. Due to courage and prowess of our warriors, we are holding the line," he wrote. I thought you smack them around and you just go like that. You took your little sword on a horse and smack and smack and smack and smack and smack and smack, and "Where are you? I'm coming after you, Arbala." Remember Alexander the Great? And the guy was like, "Damn, no, don't come, Cyrus the Great, let's go." And Alexander, "I'm coming after you." I thought that's the Ukraine versus what's his name, Cyrus the Great, or whoever was over there. No, it's not like that. It seems like they're like on their back and there's, we're holding the line here because I can't go back further than this. Anyway, that's the way it is, man. That's the way I see it, at least. Funny not. During the conversation, both parties also noted the problem of Russian missile attacks and the employment of attack drones. According to Zelensky, Ukraine's partners realized the necessity to supply air and missile defense systems to the country and are making significant effort to do so. Well, they need airplanes, boys. Airplanes, aircraft. Pronto. Chop chop. Let's do it. What's going on with this? If I move, he's gonna freeze or something? I'm too fast for this camera or something? Anyway, yeah, he discusses the front with NATO commander. Why? Is he discussing it with the Brazilian commander? Or with, I don't know, with Mexican chief of staff? And if not, why not? Because you know who's in control and who's directing who here. It's the guy is reporting to the other side what's going on, and they just want to show that, hey, we are here, we just communicate. I don't think they're way past or beyond communication. I think there's like a, you do this, you go over there, tell them this, go over there. And there I think the Ukrainians are just informed. I think the Ukrainians, with whomever is on the territory, provide the evidence to the, in the state of affairs on the front, to these real decision makers, and they look over it, and here's the Ukrainian guy sitting down or on the phone or whatever, and say, okay, now this is what we think you should do. Boom. And Ukraine says yes, and he does that, and then the next day he reports back, these are the results, the consequences, blah blah blah. And again, these guys put everything together and say, okay, we think you should do this, go. And I think that's 99%. That's my gut feeling, okay? And I am allowed to have a gut feeling even if I'm not a woman. Oh my God, I said that. So, I think that's the way it works. You go, we tell you, you come and tell us what happened, and we tell you, we got our people over there on the territory too. Right? It's not only that Ukrainians, but they give it the the appearance of legitimacy, as if the Ukrainians are in charge. Let me get a Stradivari and play you some violin and with some Vivaldi on some Stradivari. Great. And maybe play some Niccolo Paganini's whatever, Capricci. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.